Hello, this is Nemesis with another Transformers review. This is the Titans Return 6-shot, one I've been waiting for and people have been getting for the last month or so, and I'm finally getting around to review him. I had an old G1 6-shot when I was younger that eventually broke, unfortunately, but this guy is actually a pretty good replacement for him, especially since, well, he's, better toy in general because of multiple things. But, yeah, it's clearly 6-shot. This is his robot mode, this is where we're starting thanks to the nature of 6-shot. But he has, he's green and purple. Some people prefer the more bluish color from apparently the Japanese anime. I think that was Headmasters? One of those. Yeah. But yeah, he looks pretty good. You know, purple legs and all that jazz. I'll go ahead and target articulation now. His head is a swivel because of with a slight up and down thanks to the platform it's on. The arms forward, you can get the wings out of the way, forward, back, outward, just a little bit. Thanks to the sculpt, you can only go that far. Bicep swivel, very low hanging bicep swivel. Elbow can only go. It doesn't even hit 90 because of, again, corners, but it's pretty good. Wrist does not really swivel or anything and moves like that, I guess. So you can do that, which unfortunately doesn't have a sword to do that with. No waist because of the many transformations, so that's unfortunate. His hips, though, clicks. Go forward all the way and back only that far. Hip skirts get out of the way. Outward motion. No ratchet there. But pretty darn good range there. There is a thigh swivel. Knees, almost 90 degrees. Yeah, almost 90 degrees, not quite. And it can, thanks to transformation, it can bend forward. The biggest problem is these knees are really loose. So sometimes he's a kind of a pain to stand. At the feet, though, he's got, I guess, a toe, which can go up and down. His heel can go up and down. And he does have an ankle tilt, although it's got 2 click points. So sometimes I've noticed when posing him, it's easier to go over here and then move this way. It tends to hold a little bit better. So there's that. So yeah, in robot mode, he looks great. Of course, he's got a headmaster right here. Yep, green and white. No real paint there. His headmaster named Revolver. That's what his name is. Definitely didn't forget or anything. No, sir. So yeah, it's not mostly unpainted like most of the recent headmasters, but it's fine. And if you really hate the concept of headmaster, he can pretty much store in there for almost every mode. So not a huge deal in my opinion. But yeah, that's the first step of transformation. You can also, going to go cycle through 6 modes real quick. Well, not real quick, but you know what I mean. Yeah, got to remove his guns and head. Close the helmet back up, and then open the chest, fold the head in, fold the wings up, and so they go in these little slots right here, like so. Because this is going to be his tank mode I'm going into first. So then fold the fists up, straighten the arms out, and then I want to take the legs, fold the feet up, take them, move them back, and they lock into place. So just do that. They don't go together or anything. Then take these things up here, and you kind of move them down like this. You rotate them around so the wheels are facing forward. Take these tread pieces, and they move down and tab onto here on both sides. You want to take the forearms and spin around so the treads are facing the same way as they are on the upper arms. Let's do that on both sides. Again, these don't really lock in anywhere. And you also want to extend this on both sides again. Take the wings and tab them into the back. That can be a little bit tricky, but it's doable. Then you want to take the heels, move them out like this so they're pointing like that. And then take the purple pieces and move them. Oops. There we go. Take the purple pieces and move them forward like this. just as necessary. Take the wings and move them back. Take the wings, move them back. And then finally, move the camera down. And take the guns and they slot onto here. Each of them have a little slot. Goes onto that tab. Do that for both sides. If you can find it. There you go. Do that for both sides. And then take the Titan Master, unfold him into his little person robot mode, open up the cockpit, and put him in. And there you have his tank mode, which it's 6 shots tank mode. I think this is one of the weakest modes he has. I mean, it looks okay, just kind of, well, as people pointed out, it looks just kind of like a robot laying down with his legs up in the air, so that's a bit unfortunate. Anyway, moving on to his next mode, you want to remove the Titan Master from there and close that up. Take the guns off. Now, want to straighten the legs back out, except when you do so, you also want to get the wings out of the way. When you do so, you also want to kind of collapse them into the upper leg. This is important. Collapse them in. And then you rotate them so they're facing each other, you know, facing like this. And you want to tab them together. The thing is, you also want to get these guns kind of interlocked with each other. They're kind of, they don't like to cooperate, at least in mine, because of the way they kind of latch together. So it can kind of take a little bit of a finesse to try to get everything all in place. But you can do it. I said you can do it. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. You see, you can tank it a little bit, but it eventually will. And then you take these black pieces and move them out. Then you rotate this one at the very end. Rotate that. Same with this side. Rotate them. You fold them together in the middle. And tab it all together. Sometimes it isn't always on a tab nicely. And I don't know why, but it does. Yeah, so sometimes you'll see that bit of that. It's a little disappointing, but other times it'll go just fine. So I don't know. It seems to be random. Anyway, take the arms, collapse those back in. Then from there, you want to take the arms here and kind of rotate them like so, and move this part up here. Rotate it around. Rotate the arm around, rotate that. So the wheel's facing this way. Then take this part, wheels facing that way. Then you tab the wings back in because you'll have to untab them. Oh yeah, you want to take the treads and move them back to the sides, or else things don't work very well. Then you take the wings and put them back. Take them to the side, take the treads and move them back into place. Tab the wings in. And then you want to straighten out the wings so that the slots, these tabs on the side, are parallel to the jet body. And then you can take the guns and tab them onto the wings with the same slots you used for the tank mode. If it will tab on. Which can also help you line up the wings more correctly, because these will make it much easier to line it up. Now, you can pretty much say you're finished here, although also remember there's a landing gear as well. Although I've noticed the landing gear can be a little stubborn sometimes. But it will come out. There's landing gear. Anyway, that's where you can finish more or less, but if you want to have a place for the Titan Master to sit, you can also open this up. Oh yeah, almost forgot the wings. Those are important. Yeah, you want to do that. The instructions say to remove the helmet, and because this is where the Titan Master will sit, you can decide not to do that if you don't want to. But yeah, there's more or less the jet mode. This has always been my favorite mode, and it still is. I like it still, so it looks pretty good. The head chilling out back here looks a little silly, so I tend to just not have the Titan Master in this mode and have the head folded up instead. So yeah, jet mode, very whooshable. Anyway, moving on, we're going to go to the APC mode. And, well, again, we want to fold the wings back up into their little slots. Now, you'll want to untab these and rotate the ends back to where they were and slot them into the legs. You want to fold those, it's double hinge, so fold those up correctly to make sure that they actually, you know, fold properly. Then you want to take the landing gear and move it back down. Now, you want to take these arms, and again, you're going to have to move those out of the way. You want to rotate this forward, and you'll have to, again, extend that out. Rotate so the wheels are facing down, both of those, and then there's a little tab on the arm, which slots into that, goes in that slot. That's why you have to extend the arms out. You could tab the wing back down. Same on this side. You have to rotate the arm around. Get it all situated. Pull the forearm back down. Rotate that back wheel around. And slot that in. Slot, and then this moves forward. Take these pieces and move them forward like this if you want. And take this white piece right here and move it up if you can get a grip on it. There we go. Move that up. And then take the guns, and they take the little pegs and tab them in, like so. And of course, Titan Master can sit into either one of these slots. So there's the APC mode. Yeah, he rolls pretty well. It's got a flat nose, so I guess it's good as a battering ram. So that's pretty good. Oh yeah, one thing I should mention also is these wings have this stuff to connect with Fort Retris Maximus and other leaders for base modes and whatnot, although he doesn't have his proper base mode or anything. But yeah, there's that. So moving on into, see, this is the, okay, so we went robot, tank, jet, APC. Right, so next is the wolf mode. So fold that down, and all right. So you want to untab the arms from the legs, and then move these forward on this little hinge right here. Yeah, you want to move them forward on that hinge. Same here. And then just fold these wolf feet down. Pretty straightforward. Now back here, you want to split the legs, and they can be a little stubborn, especially this part. Those really lock together pretty well, but split the legs and then extend them down like so. Rotate them so they're facing this way. Then move them forward on that hinge. Those heel pieces will come down, and you'll want to take the feet and make sure they're out. And then this whole assembly right here moves forward. That's the wolf head. And from there, take the two guns. There's tabs and slots and whatnot. They go together like this. Such. And then it's two holes right here. They tab on right here, and you have that makes the tail. Do whatever you want with the wings is what the instruction shows. And you take the Titan Master, fold it up in the head mode, and then slot the head in behind the wolf head. Be, again, a little stubborn, but they'll go in. And there you go. He has much of the same articulation as he does in robot mode. You know, same shoulders and elbows and whatnot. This is backwards knee, but whatever. You know, so much the same articulation, except for, you know, he's got the head can go up and down and the jaw can open. Although don't open it too far because then it starts looking a little weird. But yeah, it's pretty much on the, I guess the paws can love up and down. So yeah, that's his articulation there, but it's pretty good, I guess. Wolf mode has always been kind of weak, but anyway, to get to the final mode, which is the quote-unquote submarine mode, you want to take the head here, and there's little tabs on this. There's little tabs on the side of the head, and they slot into little. They go into little slots on the wings, and you have to kind of line them all up correctly for it to work. It has to be, both have to be in a very specific position, or else it doesn't work. And once you do one side, you can get it done with the other. And let's do that. Also, got to remove the tail. Then you take the legs, straighten them out, turn them around, fold the heels. Once again, fold the heels outward, close the toes in, and then just tab them together. Make sure the legs are still exposed. That's how it's supposed to be. Unless you want a shorter one, which, okay, that's up to you. But yeah, make sure the guns are pointing outward like this. Then fold the front toes inward. Take the arms, rotate them such. Rotate these in. Collapse the forearms in. Do what you want with those. I think this is the more correct way. And then this is supposed to, there's those little slots right here. They go on that. If it slots in on both sides properly, there we go. And then take the Titan Master once again, make him robot mode, and he's supposed to plug into there. Now this is, officially this is the submarine mode. Thing is, we all know, well, that's not the real mode. This is more or less the gun mode from way back when. They can't call it a gun mode anymore, but they made it pretty obvious what they're hinting at with the submarine mode. There's no trigger or anything because, well, that would make it too obvious, but yeah, it's the gun mode. It's you can hold it pretty well. It's good. It doesn't feel fragile. So it works. And if this mode, if you want to use the gun mode and just don't want to have it hanging around, you can just put them in this cockpit or whatever. So it works. So there's that. Now, and of course, to get them back to robot mode, you take that off. Untab the legs from each other, rotate them forward, move the heels back, move the toes out. Take the arms, rotate them around, rotate that around. Rotate, rotate, rotate till these are forward, put the fists out, take the wings on the back, separate them from the wolf head, put the wolf head back in the back, put these wings like this, I'll move them up, take the chest piece, move the wings out, take the head out, close that up, and of course take the Titan Master, fold him back up into head mode, open this up, and plug him in, and Six Shot is once again back in his robot mode. So, yeah. That's Titan's Return Six Shot. I really like him. It's, it's just like always, it's 6 modes, so there is compromise made. I still think the best modes are like the Jet, APC, and Gun, and of course Robot. But, and the Wolf and Tank are okay. Probably the Tank being the single weakest simply because it is, just, it looks like a robot folded up onto himself. But Six Shot is overall pretty good. Just the biggest flaws are just kind of, the same as it's always had, which is just kind of the stretch. You have to kind of really stretch your imagination to see him as what he's supposed to be. And also these knees are not great. They need to be tighter. Apparently I've heard someone say that these upper legs are actually incorrectly done, that the tech details right here is supposed to be on the inside of the leg. So that if you really need to fix that, that's only a cosmetic thing. So if you really want to fix that, it's easy to just swap the parts around. You gotta fix that. But I think he's great. Overall, I like how he looks. He's actually pretty posable. He's just a really good thing. And if you really hate the headmaster concept or whatever on him, you don't have to remove it except for maybe the wolf mode. And, you know, I know some people are upset about that, but it doesn't bother me that he's a headmaster. I still like him. It's a great update to a toy I really like. And he looks great, particularly in robot mode, like he's supposed to. So, yeah, this was Titan's Return 6-shot, and I hope you enjoyed.